Hello friends, welcome back and welcome to the tutorial of ASP.NET MVC5. In today's video, we are going to study a Bootstrap. So this video will cover a basics of Bootstrap only, okay? And it is definitely helpful for the programmer. And I divided this Bootstrap part in two sections. In first part, I am going to cover the concepts related to the Bootstrap and the grid system of Bootstrap. And in second part, we will see how to apply the Bootstrap classes to various HTML tags. Okay, now if you are a programmer, then definitely it will helpful for you to apply the Bootstrap. For designer, there is definitely a more scope. Definitely you need to study a Bootstrap in detail, but it will cover a basic things that are required to start with Bootstrap. Now again, my suggestion is that if you are familiar with a CSS, okay, then it will be easy for you to understand. Okay, if you are not familiar with CSS, please study something about CSS and then watch this video. So let us see what is Bootstrap. So it is powerful front-end framework. Now what it means, with the help of this Bootstrap, we can design our front end, we can design our UI, okay, and it is very powerful and very easily we can design our front end. Now it is based on these three technology. First one is HTML, CSS and JavaScript. The next important thing is that it is based on responsive design. Now what responsive design means? Responsive design means your web design get automatically adjusted on your device, okay, to look good. Now that device can be your desktop, can be your laptop, can be a tablet, or can be your mobile phone. Okay, so your web design will get automatically adjusted when you apply a Bootstrap to your web design. Now next interesting thing about Bootstrap is that it is open source, means it is free to use, and again you can contribute to its code. Now the major issue of any website design is that cross browser support. Okay, many website design do not supports all the browsers, but if you are using Bootstrap, it has a cross browser support, so that is very major advantage. Okay, now why we are using Bootstrap? Using Bootstrap, there will be a faster development because already there are ready-made classes, CSS classes, and we just have to apply that classes. Multiple things are available ready-madely for us. That's why development can be done faster. Development in terms of UI or front end. Now, as I told you, it has a cross browser supports, means on all the browsers our design will look same. Now it supports multiple devices like your tablet, mobile, then desktop, then laptop, for everyone, for everything. Now easy to customize components. Now the components of Bootstrap that are already designed or ready-madely available, but we can customize that components. It is free as it is open source, so definitely it is going to be free. And the last, it has a community support. Now what it means, the other web technology can easily use Bootstrap in their application. Okay, means I can use Bootstrap in .NET, I can use Bootstrap in PHP, so it has a community support. Okay, now what we need to use a Bootstrap in our website, so we need Bootstrap CSS, which should be included in head tag. Then we need a jQuery JavaScript, it should be included at the end of body, and Bootstrap JavaScript. Okay, actually Bootstrap JavaScript is based on jQuery JavaScript, so we have to include a reference of jQuery JavaScript, and then after we have to include a reference of Bootstrap JavaScript. So remember this thing, this JavaScript is dependent on this JavaScript, that is jQuery JavaScript, so you have to include a reference of this first and then after Bootstrap JavaScript. Now let us see what are the key pieces of Bootstrap infrastructure. So first one is that you should use HTML5. If you are using lower version of HTML, then you may not get a support of Bootstrap. Okay, So if you are using HTML5, definitely you'll get a support for that, and for that you have to use this declaration. So this is the declaration, not a HTML tag, and it tells you the version of HTML5. So exclamation mark, doc type, and HTML enclosed in angular bracket, it means you declared that you are using HTML5. Okay, now Bootstrap is actually mobile first. Now what mobile first means all the style sheets or all the CSS classes, okay, and all the styles in general, you can say, are designed into taking a consideration of mobiles. Means mobiles are smaller devices, so they consider smaller devices first, and according to that, for other components they scale it. So to ensure the proper rendering and touch zooming, we have to add this meta tag. Okay, and it should be added in your head tag. Okay, so once you add this, definitely you will get a Bootstrap support. Now the next key piece of Bootstrap is that container. So everything should be wrapped in a container. Whatever your site content, or whatever site content means, what, it's nothing but a HTML tag. It should be wrapped in what? In a container. Now there are two types of container, or two types of classes for a container. First one is just a container, and it provides responsive fixed width. Means it has a fixed width according to your device. Means for laptop they decide that fixed width will be this. For mobile they already decide fixed width will be this. But for if you are using container fluid, in that case it will use full width of your container. Means if you are using laptop, it will use the entire width of laptop, whatever will be the width of laptop. If you are using mobile, it will use entire width of mobile. Okay, now basically container is a CSS class designed by Bootstrap. What we have to do, we have to create one div tag, and to that div tag we have to apply this container class. So everything should appear in your container class, so in your container, and that is nothing but your div, and to that div we have to apply this one of the class, either container or container fluid. Now the most important thing of Bootstrap is a grid system. Now what this grid system does, it actually allows you to divide your page into 12 columns. Okay, and if you do not want to use these 12 columns individually, you can group that columns, but the final sum of your column should be 12. Means as I shown here, see here my every column is of size 1. Here I have 3 columns because I do not want to use individual 12 columns. Okay, so I want to use 3 columns. Okay, so what I did, I'll group it into 4. Okay, again it is not necessary that your every column should be of same width. It can be of different width, like this. One column is of 4 width and one column is of 8 width. This is 6 6, and if I want to use the entire column, entire single column, I'll set a column width 12. Okay, so just you have to remember that totally you have a 12 columns, so you can distribute it as per your requirement, but finally sum should be what? 12. Now these are the grid options. Okay, grid options according to your devices. Okay, so these are divided in 4 columns. If you look at here carefully, this column is for small devices which width is less than 768 pixel. Okay, sorry, this is for extra small devices like your mobile phones. This is for small devices like a tablets, and generally which width is greater than 768 pixel. Sorry, for medium devices like your desktop, generally its width is greater than or equal to 992 pixel, and for large device desktop, generally width is greater than or equal to 1200. Okay, so according to that these options are specified. So basically grid behavior for extra small devices always horizontal. Okay, means it always show you everything everything horizontal. Okay, I'll show you this part practically also, so it will be more clear to you. Now here you can divide your columns. Okay, now container width for this, it will take automatically. For small devices 750 pixel of container width is there. For small medium devices 970 pixel container width is there, and for large devices 1170 pixel width is there. Now what it means, in previous section here I told you that we have to wrap everything in a container. Basically our container is what? Container is going to be our div tag, and to that div tag we have to apply this container class. So if you are using container class, okay, then it will use this width, because the container class has fixed width. So whichever device you are using, according to that it will use this width. But if you are using container fluid, in that case it will use entire width of your device. So for container classes this fixed width is specified for the container. Okay, now whatever classes you are going to apply, okay, it has some prefix according to your device. Okay, means for grid system we have to use this prefix. For extra small devices you have to say dash dot call dash access dash, and here you have to specify any number. Okay, here also for small devices it is sm call dash sm, for medium devices it is md, and for large devices it is lg. Now column width, again for extra small devices it takes column widths automatically. Here for small devices it is approximately 62 pixel, not exactly, we cannot say exactly, so approximately 62 pixel is available. For medium it is 81, and for large it is 97. And gutter width means the inner margin of your columns. Okay, in grid system what we do, we divide our row in a columns. Okay, this is your column width, but what will be the gutter width means the margin inside it will be 30 pixel, and 30 pixel means both on both the side, 15 pixels on left side and 15 pixels on right side. Now it is nestable also, means you can do a nesting of these grids. You can do offset also. Offset means you can specify a extra left hand side margin. Then column ordering is also possible. Okay, now as I told you, there are these 4 classes available for grid system according to your device. First one is XS, extra small, SM small, medium and LG. Okay, so you have to remember this because we have to use these classes more frequently. Now let us see the rules of grid system. So as we saw a first rule that everything should wrap in a container. Okay, so after that a second rule is that rows must be placed within the container. Means first of all your container will appear, and then after your row will appear. Okay, and for container you can use either fixed width container or full width container. For fixed width container you have to use container class, and for full width container you have to use container fluid. Now after that you will use row to create a horizontal group subcolumn. Okay, means just imagine that you are creating one table. So what you do, you first of all draw the outline, then you draw the row, and after making the row you draw the columns. So same way we have to follow. We have to create a container first, and then after row, and after creating a row you have to create a columns. See, content should be placed within a column. So everything, whatever the HTML tag you are going to use, it should be placed in what? It should be placed within a columns. And only columns may be the immediate children of row. Means inside row there should be a column only, and anything else will be a part of column. Now there are predefined classes for row and column. So for row you have to use row class, and for column you have to use call sm4 or call xs4, so depending on your grid layout. Okay, now again this rule is already cleared, or I already told you that this grid columns should be 12. Okay, finally the sum of all the columns should be what? 12. So you have to take care of this. Now let us see this part practically. Okay, so we are going to see grid system practically. So here I already created one application named as Bootstrap demo. Okay, and I already add one controller. Okay, there is one index method, and as you can see here there is no CSS and script folder. Okay, so let us add a view first. So I'll say add view, let the name of our view as index, and here I'm going to click on this option. I'm going to check this option, that use layout. Okay, so if you are familiar with layout, okay, I already told you about layout, that whenever we add a layout, actually layout uses some inbuilt Bootstrap component. Okay, so whenever we add this, okay, we will see our solution explorer after adding the layout page or layout view. See, before adding a layout page there was no content folder, there was no script folder. Okay, but after adding the layout page, the content folder get added and script folder also get added. Okay, so as you can see here there is bootstrap.css file. Okay, while telling you about the concepts related to the Bootstrap, I told you that we need three things. First one is Bootstrap CSS, then we need jQuery JavaScript, and then we need Bootstrap JavaScript. Okay, so these three files get automatically added because our layout is based on Bootstrap component. So as you can see here, there is bootstrap.css also and bootstrap.min.css also. This is just a minified file. Okay, you can open it here. See, there are some predefined classes. So these are for tags, and you can observe the classes here. So actually class in in CSS, class is defined by dot and then after name. Okay, and if you watch the bootstrap.min.css, it is minified file, everything is written on a single line. Okay, so you can add the reference of either file, it do not matter. Okay, actually minified files are preferred because they load fastly whenever you open a website. Similarly, Bootstrap JS file is there and Bootstrap minified.js file is there. Here also jQuery file is there and jQuery minified file is there. Okay, now let us switch to our layout view. So what we did, our current view is a parent of our our current view, that is index view. It's child of our layout view. Okay, so if you observe here, look at this part. What it defines? This means we are using what? HTML5. We are defining that we are using HTML5. So this is a declaration of HTML5. Now the next thing, for proper rendering and touch zooming, this tag is required, meta tag. Okay, and it should be in a head tag. So this is also there. Now we should include a reference of bootstrap.css file. So it is also there. Okay, if it is not there, what you have to do, just click over here and let me make a space here first and drag this in your layout view. So it will add the reference. Okay, So actually there is already a reference of CSS file, so I'll remove this line. Okay. So my concern is to tell you that ASP.NET MVC by default supports the Bootstrap. So whenever we add a layout view is using multiple components of Bootstrap. So it automatically adds this, or automatically add the reference of the Bootstrap. Now the next thing is that the reference of jQuery file and reference of Bootstrap jQuery file. It should be added in order. You should add a reference of jQuery file first and then Bootstrap JS after that. Okay. Now the next thing, see here we use render body, means our content of our view are going to appear here. So this div has already a class applied to it, which is container. Okay, according to the rule, everything should be wrapped in what? Everything should be wrapped in a container. So already there is a div tag and our contents are going to be appear in place of render body. If you are not familiar with render body, please watch the video of layout view first. Okay. So already container class is there. Everything is present in our layout because our ASP.NET MVC by default supports Bootstrap. Now here we are going to study a grid system. I'll just show you the classes and the width of that. So grid system. Now here I have to create a row first and then after columns. Now what will I do? To apply a row class, I need a div. So here everywhere div tag is used, and to that div tag you have to apply a Bootstrap classes. So class is equal to row. So first of all I have to create a row, and inside a row I'll create columns, and to create a column again I'll use div tag, and to that div tag I'll apply class call dash sm dash 6. Okay, so let us call it as row 1 and box 1. Okay, just for readability purpose, nothing else. Again, what will I do? I'll divide this row in 2 columns. So to divide this row in 2 columns, I need a column, individual column of size 6. Because what is the rule in grid system? Final addition should be what? Final addition should be what? 12. Okay. Now let us create one more row. So div class row. Now div class call dash sm dash 4. So actually this is our box 2, right? So this is my row 2 dash box 1. Let us create uneven columns. Call dash sm dash 3. Okay. Now row 2 and box 2. Now how many columns left? See, 4 plus 3, 7. So now I have to use column size 5. So first of all, class is equal to call dash sm dash 5. Okay. So row 2 dash box 3. Okay. So let us create one more row. So div class is equal to row div class is equal to call dash 3, call dash sm dash 3. So this will be our row 3 dash box 1. Now div class call dash sm dash 3, again row 3 dash box 2. Okay, so here I am going to create a 4 columns. So let me copy this. Okay, I hope you understand this. One more is there. So totally we need 4 columns because size of every column is what? 3. So final addition, please check final addition is 12 or not. So let us run this and let us check how it will appear. So meanwhile, okay, if you want to study a Bootstrap in detail, okay, there is a website of Bootstrap and it is this one, getbootstrap.com. Okay, so on this website you will get details of Bootstrap. Okay, because here we are going to cover a basic part only. Okay, and if you cannot if you want to download the Bootstrap necessary files, that is Bootstrap CSS, Bootstrap JS, okay, and jQuery JS, in that case you can download it from here. So let us switch to our application. Now here I'm just going to inspect this part. See, this is a size. Here my both the columns are of same size. Here if you check it here it is of size 4, this is of 3, and this is of 5. Here all the 4 columns of size same. Okay, now you may wonder that actually we applied this size for small device, and here actually I am using a larger device. Okay, my device is larger device. Okay, and still it get applied to the larger device, right? Still it get applied to the larger device. So what is the reason of that? Let us switch to our PowerPoint presentation again. Here as you can see, if I set a width for small device, okay, what is the condition? It get applied to the devices which width is greater than or equal to 768. Which width is greater than or equal to 768 means if you apply classes for small device, it get automatically applied to the medium devices and larger devices, because the width of medium and larger devices is greater than what? 768 pixel. Okay, so in that case what happen? If you apply a width to small device, it automatically get applied to the medium and large device. So that's why it get applied. Now let us check for extra small device, what it does for extra small device. So for this, if you are using the latest version of Firefox, you will get this small icon on the right hand side. Okay, just click over here. Now here device is Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus, and as you can see here all the columns are stacked horizontally. Okay, all the columns are stacked horizontally because we are using a extra small device. Okay, and we specified the classes for small device only. So what you can do, suppose you want to show, so to opt this option, again click over here. So suppose you want to show same structure of this as you are seeing now on an extra small device also. In that case what you have to do, you have to apply that classes also. Means here I have to apply class for call dash access dash 6. Okay, similarly call dash xs dash 6. Sorry, it should be xs. Now here, so you will apply both the classes and it will automatically apply the specific class according to your device. So xs dash 4. Now call xs dash 3. Call dash xs dash 5. Here you can alter the width also. Suppose you want to show the first box of this row of size 5. So you can alter it. It is not necessary that your small width and extra small width should be same. So it depends on your requirement. Now here call dash xs dash 3. So what will I do? I'll copy this part now. Okay. Now let us check this. Okay. Now here I am clicking on this responsive design mode button. See, here also it is showing in the same way because now we define both the classes xs6, xs6. Here it is 4, this is 3 and this is 5. Okay, since it do not get adjusted in the width of 3, content is automatically wrapped on the next line. Here every column is of size 3. Okay, so if you want a different width according to your device, you will apply the classes according to that. So while telling you the concepts related to the grid system, okay, we already studied that SM is for small device, XS is for extra small device, MD for medium device and LG for larger device. So suppose you want a different presentation for each and every device, so you can apply that much classes. Okay, but if you want to apply a same design for smaller to larger device, in that case you need to apply a class for smaller device only. Okay, and I told you the reason for that. Now suppose one more thing is left. Suppose I want to apply, I want to adjust, not adjust, actually I want to add an extra margin to a left hand side. Okay, I want to add an extra margin to the left hand side. In that case, what we can do? So let us say row. Sorry, I have to say class is equal to row. Now here, suppose I have one column, just a single column. So class is equal to call sm-6. Okay, now row 4 and this is a box 1. So let us check this first and let me opt this mode first. Okay, let me close this. See, your row 4 is appearing here to the extreme end of left, but what I want to do, I want to keep some margin here in left hand side and I want to show this box on right hand side. So what we can do, we can apply a offset class. So how it can be applied? So this is your width of a column and then after you have to say call dash sm dash offset of 6. Okay, again you have to remember this thing, that addition of your offset and your column should be what? 12. Now let us check this. See, your row 4 is now to the right hand side and this is the offset, or this is a left margin. So let us inspect this. We will get it, or you will understand it. See, actually it is pointing to an entire row. This is your row and this is the offset. Okay, so whenever you want to adjust your element towards the right, in that case what you can do, you can add a offset class. But again remember, the final addition of your column and offset should be what? 12. I hope you understand this. In next video we will apply the Bootstrap classes to our form tag, to our input tag, and to our table tag. So thank you.